Hi everyone, welcome to the Mic is Open podcast. So today, allow me to take you through my journey. Who is Beila Albert and why did I decide to start the Mic is Open podcast? I'm a campus student from Kenyatta University. I have majored in sports and arts. As an undergraduate, I am still in school and I do a lot of things. I'm also a youth leader in my county, Tharaka-Nithi County. I'm also a community development advocate. I am also into international affairs and I love business very, very, very much. So allow me to talk about my political space, because politics for me was something that I started when I was so young. I was actually a leader ever since I was a primary school kid, like very, very little. I loved politics. We used to write campaign speeches with my father. In case I win speech, I was always like 50-50, but he always told me, always leave room for heartbreak, whatever happens. So I went to high school. I still tried politics. High school, I didn't get any position, but in high school, I had, when you have the influence, but you don't have the position, we have things like that. I mean, we have people, look at right now in the country, we have people from the opposition who have very, very huge influence in the country, and yet they do not hold any position. So that is my journey. In campus, I am still going for it. I will definitely go for that, but I will talk about that when that time comes. Let's get into the business sector. So I started doing business again when I was very, very young. I love business right now. I'm in real estate. I sell homes, I sell apartments, I distribute detergents, I distribute tissues, I distribute air conditioners. The amenities that we need in these Airbnbs is what I sell. I still sell to the Airbnbs that I do sell, that I do manage, and if people want orders, I can distribute those also to schools or to any institutions. I distribute the amenities to the B&Bs that I sell or to any institution that would place an order. I also gladly do that. Community development and international affairs. I founded an organization when I was actually 15 years old. We had just moved from town to the rural areas, and I just noticed how much people were struggling, how much people were not getting like the basic needs. So I decided to found an organization that will be helping the needy in the society. I called it the Light Providers Organization, and that is how I started. So I was looking for funds with the help of my cousins who had lived there. We identify homes that are very, very needy, and then we raise funds, and then we help them out with shopping, with whatever we could do at that time. Mind you, we were very young, but I still wanted to have that impact in the society. So when I got to campus, I got to apply and engage myself in these NGOs that deal with climate, that deal with women's rights, that deal with children's rights, fighting FGM in the societies, and that is how I do it. So still on my organization, after some time, after 1 year, 2 years living, in the rural areas, I realized something that was very disturbing. We had a lot of cases for teenage pregnancies, and I made it a major thing in the organization to be giving sex education. That time, I was a peer counselor in school, in high school. I studied at St. Mary Segoji in Meru County, yes. So I used to give peer counseling to my fellow students in school. Well, let's say I had done a little bit of research, plus also whatever that was affecting me back at home, I understood it from like a first-hand perspective. So I could not judge anybody I saw getting pregnant when they were young, you understand? So I had to find ways of talking to them so that we can prevent the teenage pregnancies, the early pregnancies, because, you know, they're quite disruptive in terms of your life as a teenage girl, and also studies, one of the major things. So that is how I got into it. So when I got to campus, I enrolled, I tried to apply in different organizations. So I've done some quite of projects in Kibra. I have done projects here and there in different organizations like the Major Group for Children and Youth, the Deshcare International, and we make it a thing to prevent the menstrual shaming that happens with girls who are experiencing something that is very, very normal. You understand? And to eradicate the period poverty that we get that comes with this, because not very many people can afford some things like pads, you know? You find people improvising clothes, cottons, and some other things. So I've also been in spaces where I have also gotten to work with the Pan-African Parliament in sessions, you know, and the African Union, like for example, the judicial year, the opening of the judicial year that took place recently. I've also worked with the African Union and Pan-African Parliament in sessions concerning global matters that not only affect people in the country or Africa, but the world at large. I have always wanted to have a space where I can be able to talk about a lot of things that are happening in the societies, that are happening in the country, that are happening outside the country, to get a platform where you can connect to your audience and have a conversation and be able to air their views, and to be able to air my own thoughts and have a discussion with people one-on-one, or maybe talk about something that people really want it to be talked about. That is why, and that is how I came up with the Mic is Open podcast. At the Mic is Open podcast, as I said, is a space where no subject is off limits, meaning we'll be talking about everything, general matters, and we, with time, will be bringing in people that we will be able to talk to and ask them questions, people with expertise on those fields. So make sure you stay tuned for guests in studio that maybe you've always wanted to hear them have a conversation on certain topics that are affecting us right now in the country or in the societies. We will be talking about different matters like youth and leadership, that is the youth in politics, you know, youths in power. We'll also be talking about business and hustle culture, small businesses, big visions, and also scaling to the purpose. Real conversations in the society and self-conversations also that major on the mental health and the peer pressure to succeed. And also we have the African and global conversations. We'll be having segments in our show, like for example, Voices from the Streets. This is where we get to hear real opinions from people, you know. They can be comments, they can be call-ins. We also have a segment where we compare how youths and how, let's say, millennials or the elder generation take a certain matter or topics and how they view it. We'll have also a segment like raw and real. This will be where we will tell it like it is. It can be storytelling from a guest, and it can also be a storytelling from me, your host. We'll be having interviews, as I said. You expect the guests that you really want to see and you really want to hear them talking about some specific matters that you want to hear the insights of. Give me 30 minutes at least and maximum 45 minutes of your time every Friday so that we can have a chance to grow together, because that is actually what we're doing. That will be it for today, guys, but always and always remember, growth is something inevitable, and growth is something that will never end. As long as you want to grow, as long as you want to accomplish something, as long as you want to do something, it's going to happen. The Mic is Open podcast, that's a true testimony of if you put your mind to something, it's going to happen. This is just the beginning, but I can promise you something we're going for. Never give up. Persistence, determination. The other day, I was at PK Selassie's book launch, and he said something very, very, very important. As long as you have persistence, as long as you have determination, and as long as you never give up on anything, you will accomplish what you want to accomplish, and you will see yourself grow. Nobody is where he or she is. Allow me to put it this way. Nobody successful is where he or she is today because they chose just to sit down and wait for things to happen. No, it's about you doing it, and it's about you taking the action yourself, and it's about you realizing that fear is only an hindrance. The moment you decide that fear is not going to stop you and you just go ahead and do it, like Nike said, just do it. Just do it. I hope those words will encourage someone out there. But see you next time on the show with something bigger and better.